Hi there, I'm Andie Sophia and this is the Reykjavik Newsdesk. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the content I'm producing, and if you really like the content I'm producing, check out the Patreon link in the description, where you can find out what kind of goodies you can get just by sending a little coin our way. In any event, this is the Reykjavik Newsdesk, and these are the weekend's top stories in Iceland. Visa reports that the labor union Efling is still in the midst of an ongoing strike. Now, they recently put a pause on that strike in the hopes that negotiations this weekend would be fruitful. In fact, labor union leaders, as well as representatives of management and the state arbitrator, are in current negotiations this weekend. However, the state arbitrator told Visir that he wasn't particularly optimistic because things weren't going really well on Saturday, but we'll see how things bear out on Sunday. These striking workers represent hundreds of employees who work at hotels, as well as people who deliver petrol or gasoline, if you will, to gas stations around this country. So this has made a lot of people in the tourism industry a little bit nervous, but it's also made some other customers a little bit nervous as well, where you have stories of people like hoarding petrol or hoarding food even. But for the time being, negotiations are ongoing, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey, so while I was rendering this video, news broke that negotiations fell through between Epling and management. So the strike, by the time you're watching this video, has already begun. And this will apply to many hotel employees and truck drivers. So again, as I will say later on in the video, do call your hotels if you've booked a hotel in the next week or two, and try to make other arrangements or see if they have contingency plans in place. And now back to the video.
In other news, we got some volcano news. Visir is reporting that Askja is showing signs of melting ice and some seismic activity. Now, this may be due to warmth and wind and rain, but it may also be because a volcano is on the way. And as Ruth has pointed out, this volcano did erupt in 1875 to great effect, and there are still people who live in the area around Askja. But scientists are monitoring the situation closely, so, with volcanoes, you can never tell. You can never tell. Just as a side note, you'll probably hear from time to time people saying that a volcano is overdue for an eruption. Any volcano scientist will tell you that it doesn't work that way. Volcanoes are very capricious. They'll erupt when they want to erupt. So just bear that in mind. If it does erupt, though, believe me, we'll be reporting on that as well. There was a fire in Volcanovur in Reykjavik. This was a building now the reason why this is important is that this is a building that's in an industrial area, and as Visa reported, it houses both recovering addicts and asylum seekers. However, Hamilton had reported that people were paying upwards of 140,000 kroner a month to rent a room, and sometimes these rooms are shared. Now, you can convert 140,000 kroner into your local currency to see whether or not you think that would be a fair price for renting a room. But in any event, that's what they were paying. I should also note no one was seriously injured or killed in this blaze, fortunately enough. A new Gallup poll came out, and Hamilton reports that the most trusted institutions in the country are the Coast Guard, the University of Iceland, and the President. The least trusted institutions in Iceland are Parliament, the banking system, and Reykjavik City Hall. Go figure. Lastly, as you're watching this on a Monday, today is Bolludagur. Now, this is a part of the holy trinity of Icelandic holidays that begins with Öskudagur on Sunday, wherein little kids dress up in costumes and they'll go to businesses and sing a little song or tell jokes or do a little dance in exchange for candy. Please absolutely do not call it the Icelandic Halloween. They hate that. And after Bolludagur is Sprengidagur, which is Fat Tuesday. In Iceland, traditionally, you eat a lot of salted meat, as well as these yellow split peas, like a lot of it. That's what they do for Sprengidagur. But Bolludagur is probably the most fun holiday because these are these like large profiteroles that are filled with whipped cream and jam and topped with chocolate, but a lot of people like do a lot of different takes on this. And for a country that's not very religious, this is an incredibly popular holiday in the run up to Lent. Um, in any event, that's all. That's all that's happened this weekend. I'll keep you updated on the strike situation. I would advise that you call your hotels if you're seriously worried about it and ask them like if they have any contingencies in place just in case there is a strike. And but if there isn't, then fingers crossed that these workers get the wages that they are asking for in order to keep up with inflation. Um, in any event, the patrons in the description. Again, like and subscribe. That's all from me today. Be good to each other.